Hi everyone, I'm Duncan Moss and I'd like to welcome you to my latest YouTube channel feature. Today I'll be talking about the television series Space 1999, which was made by Gerry and Sylvia Anderson. And I've just come back from a wonderful 3-day convention at Heathrow, very nice hotel, the Renaissance Hotel, where we've had a 3-day convention dedicated to Space 1999 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the show, which basically next year, but the cameras were whirring away 50 years ago to make this show, and had a wonderful time meeting a lot of the cast and who I've never met before, and meeting a lot of other fans and some old friends. It really has been absolutely lovely. And I'd like to thank Warren Friedrich, I think and his team for the wonderful job that they did. I'm not going to review the convention because I think there are other people out there who can do that much better than me. But I'm just going to reflect on the series, Space 1999, and what it means to me. Um, I remember when it came out. I don't think I saw the original episode Breakaway, but I watched it not avidly because it was clashing in the London area with Doctor Who. But I think I'd tune in for the last half hour. Um, and I thought it was good. It looked very good. The sets were magnificent, and the production design was just marvelous, and the designs of the spacecraft were just great. And I've actually got here for Christmas 1975. This is my dinky toy Eagle. It's a little bit dusty, and it attaches. I think there we go. Ooh, it's a bit. Doesn't want to. This is no good. We myself. Oh, there we go. See, technical hitches. So this detaches. You get it in 3 different colours. You could get it in green, blue, or good old white, which is what it was in the TV series. I think a lot of people got these for Christmas 1975. I think my sister told my mum I'd like one, so she went out and bought one for me. I wasn't expecting it, so it was nice to get it in your Christmas stocking. And I thought some of the episodes were very, very good. Others I thought were a little bit slow, and but there was one episode in the series that in series one that was just absolutely, apart from the pilot, absolutely top notch, and that was the episode Dragon's Domain, which featured a guest actor, Italian Johnny Garco, who played Tony Cellini, a man who is facing his demons, and it's a very, very fine episode. I won't spoil it for you, but do watch it if you haven't seen it, and expect something great. It was written by Christopher Penfold, who very sadly died a few weeks ago, and but it's a great episode. And there are other very good episodes sprinkled throughout the series. I know that everyone who worked on the show was very, very proud. Let's say we had Brian Johnson, special effects and Eagle designer, was at the convention. It was just wonderful to see him again and meet Nick Tate and Catherine Snell, who I've never met before, and Julian Glover and Peter Duncan, who were guests in the in the show, and Julian Glover's lovely wife Isla. I can't remember her surname. She was also in another episode of Space 1999, and all of them, when they did their panels, they all came across as absolutely charming, witty, funny, and everybody warmed to them. And of course, they were very nice characters that were on the program, and of course, it's well documented how the changes that happened in the second series. Uh, Gerry had asked, and Sylvia had asked the Lou Grade whether they could put the series out in 1975, i.e., 1 year later than planned, because they were concerned that not enough episodes had been completed. Because usually what happens when you're making a television series like that with 26 episodes, when the series starts transmission, you're still working on the last batch of episodes, and it's hoped that a second series will be commissioned before you've gone and finished those last episodes. And that means that you can write up new contracts, and cast and crew know that they've got a second series and they've got a security and another year's work. But that didn't happen in this case, because the series was wrapped up in April 75, with at least 6 months to go before the series started to get shown on TV. And you can't keep everybody on the payroll while you're waiting for all this, to see whether the second series is going to come. You've got to let people go and then try and rally them all back if a second series comes along. The advantage with things happening this way is you can map out your strategy, show more episodes to proposed television companies. The series failed when it did start transmission. It failed to get a network rating in both the UK and the US of A. It got networked in loads and loads and loads of other countries where it did very well, and it did well in the UK and the States. It was shown by about, I think, 52 stations bought it to be shown regionally in the UK. And there was this massive, massive, great plastic Mattel eagle, which a lot of people would give their right arm and a few other bits of their anatomy as well to get hold of one. And there's something happening in the very future, but I keep my gob shut about that, and for you to find it out from the relevant sources. To get a second series, which did come about, ITC in New York wanted basically to keep Martin Landau and Barbara Bain in the leads in the show. They wanted everybody else ditched, and Gerry and Sylvia, I think, had split up by that time, and Gerry was working on the second series with Freddie Freiberger, an American gentleman who had his own ideas about how the show should go. And they brought in two new characters, Maya, played by Catherine Snell, and Tony I think it's Verdesi, I think it's pronounced, played by Tony Anholt. Now, these two characters and the rest of the new cast that came into the series were very, very good. Absolutely fine. I have no problem with that at all. And I'm having met Catherine and found out what a charming lady she was. Asked her a lot of questions about horse riding because she was an equestrian. They were wonderful characters, and the chemistry between Tony and Maya was terrific. Brian Blessed played her dad in the first episode of the second series, The Metamorph, I think it was called, and that was great. But it seemed a terrible shame that to have let so many people go from the original series. Bringing new people, great, but keep the old ones as well. And I think most of us fans considered that, although we didn't see them, people like Dr. Victor Bergman, who was played by Barry Morse, is still on the base somewhere, just not actually always being around when the exciting bits happened. And as I say, we had Barry Morse's son was there, and Tony Anholt's son was there as well, and can't remember a couple of other people. They were called the Space 1999, the Next Generation, and they were very interesting with anecdotes about their parents. And as I say, with it's a bit like the second series and the first series clashing together. The problem that they had, that some people were very disappointed with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, that it was Chekhov who meets Khan for the first time, and Khan says, "Oh, I've never forget a face, Mr. Chekhov, I think." And of course the fans were very upset because Chekhov is not actually in Space Seed, the original TV episode of which Wrath of Khan comes from. But he was obviously clearly on the Enterprise and around. It's just we didn't see him. Well, that's the same, I think, same sort of think tank goes with these two series, because there have been fan stories where Meyer and Dr. Victor Bergman worked together, and of course they never meet each other in the series because they were both only in well, Catherine was in one episode of the first series, but her character Maya never works with Dr. Victor Bergman. As I say, it's not my favourite series of Gerry Anderson's by a long, long way. I would have loved to have seen another series of UFO as well as Space 1999. I think there was going to be a third series, but it looks like, I think, Return of the Saint with Ian Ogilvy, that had gone over budget, and Lou Gray put the budget for the third season of Space 1999 into The Saint. I didn't see series 2 when it first came out because it was shown in the morning in London Weekend 76, and I was at a school that had school on Saturday, but fortunately it got shown quite soon after its first run, and so in early 1978 I would watch Space 1999 on this time it was on a Sunday morning. I'd quickly wash my dad's car and then shoot down and watch that, and it was the highlight of my weekend, really. As I say, there were good episodes in both series, and well, the episodes that aren't so good, well, they're as good. They're not. They've got things going for them. Good acting, beautiful sets, superb special effects. There is nothing like Space 1999 in the whole world. It is a totally individual show. Nick Tate was telling us at the convention that they were disappointed that the series didn't go on to greater things than it did. I guess there must be so many series where the actors and crew and the fans feel that, look at what happened to Firefly, for example. But the fact that 50 years later the show has got such high regard from so many people, and we just had a convention to celebrate the show, is something that the people who worked on the show can be justly proud of. And when we had the banquet in the evening on the first day of the convention, we had the privilege of having Nick Tate at our table, and we drank a toast to Space 1999. And for me, there was just one little gem that happened at the convention, which none of us were expecting. A young lady by the name of Katie Nichols showed on screen loads of designs that she'd done for a university finals course, whereby she basically designs the sets and the uniforms and the spaceships for a proposed Space 1999, the musical. And we were just spellbound. We were looking at she's showing all these wonderful designs, and I understand she's also musical. I haven't got around to writing the songs yet, or getting anybody to write songs for it. But she did very well in her final with this project, and it was lovely that she shared it with us. So that was very, very out of the blue and unexpected for all of us, but also very nice as well. And it just goes to show that fans are prompted to come up with spin-offs, fan fiction and stuff. So the show has had stick over the years, but hey, that doesn't matter because it's come through and it's going to go further. And I'd love to see another series spun off from the show. I'm sure everybody else would feel the same. It could be set in the future with perhaps with the next physical generation. Although one of the things that they do talk about in the second season is the fact they can't have children at the moment because it would be too much strain on life support. But a wonderful series, and of course just a little bit of a passing nod to some of the folks who from Space 1999 who couldn't be there because they're no longer with us. Tony Anholt, Zena Merton, who played Sandra, who's such a lovely lady, and Dr. Victor Bergman, who was played by the wonderful Barry Morse, plus there's a few other folk I just can't remember offhand, who not, but I'm sure they were there in spirit. And of course we were taught they were not forgotten; they were being constantly talked about. So a wonderful, as I say, to Warren and the team, thank you very much for a wonderful convention, and thank you Gerry and Sylvia and all the people who worked on the series for a wonderful series. If you like this, please tick the like button. You can subscribe to this channel, or you can forward it on to a friend. Anyway, I've waffled on enough. But I mean, if you haven't ever tried Space 1999, I think it's available on the ITV iPlayer. In fact, look at all of Gerry and Sylvia's shows because they're worth looking at. Okay, well, this is Duncan Moss just signing off, saying goodbye and God bless.